My device said it was hot, so it shut it off. Anyway, most people don't know that when my youngest was born in 2000, I had postpartum depression so bad that several times I was like so close to just killing us both. It was so weird. Anyway, yeah, it was so dark, and it actually felt like the sun wasn't shining for me. I mean, I actually couldn't see the sun. It was like everything seemed so dark. It really messed my brain up. Even though it was sunny out, I swear, it was like I didn't see the sun. It seemed dim. Just so dark. And I was afraid to tell anybody because I just had this baby. He was so beautiful, and I was so depressed. It just didn't make any sense. And then back then in 2000, depression, mental illness was like, ooh. It's more open now, but I was afraid. I was afraid they would take my children away. And then, of course, I told my husband, and he handled it like an ass. I was laying in bed with the baby, was on the bed next to me. We were taking a nap. And I woke up. My bed was surrounded by police officers. And they took the baby. And my brain said, keep calm, Diane, because I was pissed. And I was like, what's going on? And, your husband says that you've been having suicidal thoughts. And I was like, yeah. And I told him because, I was scared. And so they wanted to take me to the hospital. And I'm like, no, I don't want to go to the hospital. So I had to sign a paper promising I wouldn't hurt myself or the baby. But that just shows you the fact that I woke up to my bed surrounded by like 2 police officers and 2 ambulance techs. That just tells you that's how stupid people are about depression. I mean, that's the wrong way to do it. If I wasn't level-headed, I could have freaked out and ended up being arrested or mental institutionalized because you touch somebody's baby, sometimes that's just the trigger that you need for you to get your butt kicked. Anyway, so yeah, postpartum depression was a very rough time. So I have had it on and off now for years. Not postpartum, but after I got that under control, I've had depression. And lack of motivation would be one of my top things. Personally, I think I'm depressed because I know I'm dying, and I know that I have to wait for surgery until I get really, really sick. And sepsis is very draining on your system. Sometimes the infection goes to my brain, and I can tell that I have the infection, encephalitis. I start to get aggressive. I anger very quickly, and that's so opposite of my normal self. And so usually if I blow up, like, I'll give you an example. I am very even-keeled. I don't really care what you do. It would take a lot to piss me off. So little. I think it was like around Christmas time. And, my mom and my sister were in the room with their Christmas tree, and my mom was showing my sister her presents or something. Well, her sister and her kids, the kids are all grown up, were there, and my mom hadn't seen her sister in like half a year, maybe more. And so I just went in and I was like, hey, Juder's here. Why don't you guys come out in the kitchen? And because Mom hasn't seen her sister in so long, you could look at the gifts later. And my sister had like a snarky, don't tell us what to do, you know? You know, mom knows what she's doing. She's not so old that her brain doesn't know her sister's out there. Something like that. And I snapped. I F-bombed. I didn't snap in there. I went back and I sat down. And then when my sister walked in the room a little bit later, I don't remember what she said, but I think I lost it, and I was like, F you all! And that's like totally not me. My poor beautiful Aunt Juder, her daughter Lisa, who I love so much, their jaws were probably on the floor, and that is usually a sign that my infection has gone to my brain. But yes, I can laugh at that now, but I was so thoroughly embarrassed about that, because that's not me. Like, usually I don't care what my sister does. Her and I, we don't get along that great, but it doesn't get to me, and I don't really care. But that was pretty funny. And nobody really knew what was going on, because, see, it's all in my head. It's just like a trigger. Sepsis is a bacterial infection. I have it a lot. Like every 2 to 3 months, I'm on antibiotics for it. Sometimes the infection can get out of control, and it can get into your bloodstream, go to your brain. And so that's when I get a little bit aggressive. So usually when I start feeling that way, I'm like, oh boy, gotta go see the doctor. Or instead of my regular antibiotic dose, it will add a pill. Anyway, depression. So many of us have it anymore, and if anyone ever needs to talk, you've got my Twitter, my Twitter handle, DIEANN63. Almost every social media outlet is Diane63, or my name, which is also on my YouTube channel. So I have talked to people on the phone through the night, usually teenagers, and so if ever you're feeling that way, contact me. I'll talk. You know, I've had people say they need to talk, and then they're just like a horn dog trying to get some phone sex. I'm not going there. But if you truly need, like, so many teenagers have it so rough. Parents are so busy, they forget their kids. They think, Billy's grown up now, 11, 12. They can take care of themselves. No, man, they can't. They need you. And then those kids are just so dejected. And then you've got like the mother and father of the year who put their kids down totally and don't realize the gem of a child they have. Those parents are broken. For anyone to say the things that, I mean, I've talked to some kids and some of the stuff that their parents call them. I mean, I talked to, I guess it's called Transgendered girl or boy. I don't remember what their actual sex was, but their mom just treated them like trash. And I would probably be devastated if my son was transgender, because for one thing, this world sucks, and anytime you're different, it's like a green light for people to just torment you and give you hell. So also, like, if you're gay or lesbian, that is not an easy choice of life to make. That is also coming out of the closet. Cannot imagine being gay or lesbian and having to tell my mom and dad, or dad, mom or dad, mom and dad. I cannot even imagine the balls it would take to tell my mom or dad that. And then, you know, they're going to feel differently. Maybe some won't, but 9 times out of 10, it's going to hurt, you know. For me, what would hurt the most is life is already so hard. And then to add that on top of this crappy world. Anyway, I know I talk about so much stuff. I personally, you know, like, I'm not pro this or that, but I try not to judge, because under whoever you are or whatever your life is, you're still a human being and you need support or just someone to talk to. And if you don't have that at home, and most of the times you're not going to get that at school. If in school, I have told my son, no matter what, even if you get the best friend in the whole wide world, never tell them anything too deep. Why? Because they get mad at you and be like, dude, you know what so-and-so said to me? They told me this or that. So I told my son, never, ever, ever tell anyone anything too deep, even if you think that they are like your tight, tight friend. Because they get mad at you, that's the first thing people do. They're going to spread out your secrets to hurt you because they're mad at you, and they're going to, you know. Anyway, this was about depression. So I'm having some depression trouble right now. I am so lucky that I'm still alive. I get that. But sepsis, sometimes you can smell it on yourself. People don't smell it. I'll ask my son, come here and smell my neck. My dog can smell it. It's actually just a sweet smell. My son says it's very sweet. It doesn't smell bad at all. But he says it nauseates him only because he knows what it is. And it bothers him. But he said, if I didn't know what it was, he says, you smell sweet. So that's fine. The point of me saying that is that when I can smell it or taste it, my brain starts working. It starts thinking about what's going on inside of my body, why I smell sepsis. I've talked to my doctor about the smell and the taste, and he's like, no, that's impossible. But then I go online, and I'm like, sepsis board. Has anyone ever smelled sepsis or tasted it? So many answers. Yes, 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 yes. So the doctor didn't really know anything. So that's fine. When I am smelling it, and I've been having this all week. I can smell it. I can taste it. I'm on an antibiotic. But I start thinking, I have a leak inside. Long story short, I'm going to do it really fast. My pancreas digested my common bile duct. They took this dump and they sewed it into my intestines. This is when I was probably like 14. Might have been 11. No, 11 was something else. So from birth on, I was sick. 11 years old. I almost died. Hemorrhaged. Pancreas hemorrhaged. Bleh. Surgeries, lots of them after that. So they sewed the stump into my intestines because it had to go somewhere. And all these years later, the flap that should be working to keep things inside my intestines is now... Stuff is not supposed to flow backwards. It's supposed to flow downwards. But it is now flowing backwards, which means that intestinal sludge, which is shizzle, is now backing up, and it is going into my gut sac. So then your liver and all your filter systems, they clean that up. Everybody in the whole wide world, you have intestine leaks, little tiny leaks. It happens. You never know it because your body cleans it up. That's the way God made your body. It cleans up those things. You never know. So, my liver is overworked from constantly cleaning that up. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, yeah. So, when I can taste it, these are the things, I just sit and I think about it. I think, shizzle is leaking in there, and I'm visualizing it, and I'm starting to panic because I am overthinking it. I'm just thinking like, wow, I'm seeing turds in my brain flopping around inside my gut sac. Not in my stomach, but all your intestines and everything, they're inside like a pouch kind of thing. You know, it protects them from the muscle wall, behind the muscle wall. It's like a gut sac. It's like a bag. Everything's in there. So all that stuff, the intestinal sludge, I don't know how much leaks out. I don't know if it's a huge leak. Sometimes I guess it is. It's a lot more too much for my liver to handle. But so I'm thinking on it, thinking, and then I'm getting anxiety attacks because I'm thinking about poop inside my stomach sac, you know, my gut sac. And then I start worrying about my liver. My liver hurts. I get a lot of pain in my liver. There's nothing they can do. Their plans are when I go critical, they're going to try to fix it. But they don't want to fix it now because what they plan on doing could end up not working and then I'll die. So this way, it won't be their fault if I die. They're going to try to save my life when I go critical. Either way, it eats at my brain sometimes when I'm smelling the sepsis. I'm thinking about everything that's going on, and it just gets to me. Then the anxiety comes, and then I get depressed, and I just need to not be depressed about it. I should be happy. It's been 3 years, I think, since they gave me like a week to a month. If I was lucky, 6 months to a year. And it's been 3 years. And when I see him, he tells me how lucky I am that, you know, I'm doing so well. I mean, I'm not doing great, but I don't go in all the time. I just call my family doctor. They call in more antibiotics. I take care of myself at home. And if the fever gets over 100 to 101, after 101, if I can't get it to go down, then I have to go to the hospital. But, you know, I've been handling it at home really well for the past 3 years. I've had infection in my brain like 3 times in the past 3 years. And I just up my antibiotic by 1. And so it's worked. Sooner or later, my antibiotics, my body's going to be like, this again? Ha 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 ha. You don't mean anything to us. So, you know, I worry about, anyway, I just worry. I'm scared, and I lead a very secluded life. I got my dog. I'm in bed. I don't know, this is my bed. This is where I spend most of my life. I have my laptop. I do my videos. I have a table in my bedroom. I do videos there. I do videos in my kitchen. I even take you guys into the shower with me sometimes if it's a shower-worthy video. And I even show you how to do enemas. I push myself to do those. And I need to push more because there's a lot of people out there who are having trouble with their livers, are just overworked for whatever reason. I saw somebody last night. She's in the hospital right now with an enlarged spleen. She's on Periscope. And I told her to contact me when she gets out. And, you know, I will tell her about what I've been doing that has kept me out of the hospital for 3 years. And maybe it will help somebody else. So that's like, I know, I'm sure that my family gets ticked off when they see me doing an enema video. But I feel this way. If somebody watches one of my videos and then they're like, you know what? I've heard of this before. but it seems so crazy and disgusting. But then they see, like, here I am, I'm this average human being, and I tried it. It's keeping me alive, keeping me healthy. I'm actually warming up my bathroom now so that I can do my enema and take a shower. I always take showers afterwards just because I feel better, you know. It's not that I need a shower, it's just that I feel better. I just want to, like, wash it all away. So, depression. I hate it because I don't take any medicine anymore for depression. Because of my liver, I cut down on almost all my medicine. I really only take my heart medicine for AFib and pain medicine. And the rest is probiotics, prebiotics, liver support, cleansing support. That's all I take. I take 2 pain medicines daily, 2 heart pills for AFib, once in the morning, once at night. Vitamin D, 50,000, once a week. I used to be on 27, 28 medications, but I slowly just started getting rid of everything. I'm okay for it. I'm probably better for it. My liver is much happier, I'm sure. And my kidneys. Because your kidneys really have to process everything you put in, too. So, yeah. I keep getting lost in my thoughts today. Oh, well. So, yeah. Very secluded life. Because I homeschooled my son for 8 years, I gave up my life. I used to be very social and out and doing things. But then when I started homeschooling my son, I was home doing like a job, 8 hours a day when he was little. 8 to 10 hours a day was school because he had special needs. It took a little bit longer. So I couldn't go out anymore. I stopped doing everything I did. My friends that I had with the homeschooling and then me getting sick, they're just so used to me saying no that they don't even ask. It's been so many years now. They don't even ask, hey, do you want to go? No. Because it's usually no. Plus, I'm so poor, I don't have money to do anything. Social Security, SSI, is $733, I think, a month. It's very hard. If it wasn't for living with my parents, my rent here, everything is included. That's TV, internet, heat, electric, water, sewer, garbage, everything. I don't have, everything is covered. Plus, they cook for me very often as well. So, this month has been so terrible. When my son went back to school, first I went out and I bought him jeans. Woo! Because I thought, you're going to school. 5 pairs of jeans. Then he gets ready to go to school and they're like, oh, there's a uniform. So then I had to scrape around and I ended up almost $300 for pants, shirts, everything he needed for school. And so this month I am like drowning. I need $50 more. We sold some Legos yesterday, so now I only need $50 by the 27th, and then all of my bills will be covered for this month. But I spent so much on the school stuff, and one was supposed to go, I thought I used my PayPal credit, and it took it out of my checking account instead by accident, because my son uses my PayPal and he turned it over to checking account, like he switched it. So it took out like $130 out of my checking, so then that was bill money. So, oh, I just need 50 more. I have stupid stuff up on Let Go and OfferUp. So hopefully some of that stuff will sell. I got a couple more days to make it to that $50 mark, and then everything will be covered. Bills will be covered. So that's depressing me. Just so tired. Social Security is a godsend, but it's so little that it's so hard to live on. It's just crazy. Think about if you had $733 and that's it every month. And that has to cover, well, I get it by 2, so it's $1,400. Cordell, my son, and myself, he's on SSI as well. So $1,400, that covers your rent, your car insurance, your car payment, your whatever, everything, and your food. Food is always the last thing. We get food after most of the bills are paid. And this month, my son was like, Mom, I'm starving. There's nothing here that I'll eat. He's got autism. He only eats certain things. Then I feel guilty about that. I'm like, oh, man. You know, I feel like I'm a bad mom because he's like, with autism, if what he eats is not here, he will just go without. So yesterday, I had just a little bit. I got him peanut butter, bread, 2 boxes of cereal. So he was a reprieve. He's like, oh, thank God. So, yeah, I'm really rambling. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I'm so depressed. I have so much in here that I want to do. I am a seriously creative person. I dream paintings and drawings. They're in here. And I just don't have the drive. I want to make this 3D painting. And I've made one before that hangs in my son's room. I don't want to make the same exact one, but I want to make something on that line of 3D. And it's in there and it wants to come out so bad. And I need to look and see what I need to make the canvasy frame. The canvas is made out of wood and stuff. My dad made it for me years ago, and I just have to look at it and see what I need and take some measurements. And then next month when I get paid, I need to buy that wood to make the canvas frame, wood frame. And I think I need chicken wire in order to 3D it. I need some kind of support back there. I'll have to look up because it's in my head and I've not seen it done anywhere, so I don't know how it's done. It's just all in here, dying to come out. I'm a sucker I love painting and drawing. And I have some markers that I got from a company, so I have to do a video, which makes me be creative, and I love that. And I have these 3D filament, and I need to get a pen, a 3D pen. I have one. It's just so crappy that I want to throw it against the wall, so I've not done anything. But I have like a ton of filament that companies have sent me. And so my only excuse now is I need a pen. I need a 3D pen. And not a crappy one, because the crappy ones, they hang up. The filament doesn't smoothly come out, and it ends up being a burden instead of your design flowing. It's like clog, 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 clog. So, yes, 3D pen. I've written a couple companies, but because I don't have a million followers, not a million, because I don't have like a lot of followers, I'm not deemed good enough because, you know, I don't have followers, and I don't know how to go on like a YouTube follow me campaign. I never really even thought about it. But anyway, that was, I took the cover off my phone because it stopped before when it said it was too hot. So I'm like, how are you going to get hot without your cover on? Right, bud? Anyway, yeah, I wrote a couple 3D pen companies, and they were like, show us your YouTube channel and your Facebook, and yeah, we'll go from there. So, and then Sofia Vergaro, the coffee, Ninja Coffee Station, same thing. Oh, you just don't have enough followers yet for us to send you our Ninja Coffee Ninja. Oh well, someday I will have a lot of followers, and you'll wish you were on my boat before. And I, even now, like, I do influencer, companies send me things, and you're supposed to charge them for them sending you their product to do a review. I don't charge them because, you know what? I feel you just sent me a product. That's my payment. So at this point, I don't say like, you know what, Sofia Vergaro, I will take your Ninja Coffee bar and $500 for making videos every week for you on with my Ninja bar. Now I was just like, Sofia Vergaro's team for the Ninja Coffee Station. Not Sofia, because she's not involved in it. It's her PR people for the Ninja Coffee bar thing. I was just like, send me the coffee pot and I will do the videos every week. No, I didn't say no monies. Anyway, they were really nice, except they just said, you don't have enough followers for us to send you our $150 machine to do videos every week. Someday, you're gonna wish you were on my train before it goes crazy. I don't know if it'll go crazy. And you know what? I don't really even care, because I do this more for me than for anybody else. This gives me a reason to get out of my bed. Or I can just do it in bed. Sometimes if I'm really sick, I do my videos right here. You know what I mean? I just bring on a table over here, a tray, and work from there and do my videos. Anyway, if you're depressed and you need to talk, I am here. I don't care how old you are. You could be a teenager, a little youngin',